regular meeting of the Mount Clemens Board of Education to order. Call the roll, please.
Ms. Collins?
Here.
Ms. Jarrett?
Here.
Dr. McFadden?
Here.
Mr. Monk?
Here.
Mrs. O'Neill?
Here.
Mr. Rickman?
Here.
Mrs. Walker?
Here.
A quorum has been established. Next on the agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance. And I would ask Ms. Walker, would you mind doing the pledge, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Ms. Walker. Next on the agenda is citizens' comments. This is the portion of the meeting where you, the citizens, can address the board with any of your questions, comments, or concerns. We ask that you raise your hand or verbally indicate that you would like to be recognized to speak. We ask that you state your name and address. We ask that you be mindful that you have 3 minutes by which to make your inquiries or your questions. Also, you may not receive a particular response to your inquiries this evening. And last but not least, I ask that you address all questions, comments, and concerns to the chair. The agenda is now open for citizens' comments. The agenda is still open for citizens' comments.
No one is unmuting or raising hands, Mr. President.
All right. Last call for citizens' comment. Hearing or seeing none, moving the agenda. Next on the agenda are action items. Item 5, the consent agenda. Under the consent agenda, item 5A, approval of minutes. 1, approval of the April 21st, 2021 regular meeting. 2, approval of the May 13th, 2021 board workshop. B, approval of bills for payment. The chair would entertain a motion relative to the consent agenda. The chair would entertain a motion relative to the consent agenda.
I'll move to approve the consent agenda.
Moved by Dr. McFadden to approve the consent agenda.
Support.
Second, Ms. Collins. Any questions on the motion on the floor? Hearing or seeing none, call the roll, please.
Dr. McFadden?
Yes.
Ms. Collins?
Yes.
Mr. Monk?
Yes.
Ms. Jarrett?
Yes.
Mrs. O'Neill?
Yes.
Mrs. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Rickman?
Yes, the motion carries. Next on the agenda, item 6, student expulsion hearing. For any student expulsion hearing, the representative, the parent, or the guardian, they have the right to ask for an open session or a closed session. Mrs. Beals, what has been the disposition of the guardian or the parent or the representative in this matter?
Parent has requested a closed session.
Okay. That being the situation, the chair would entertain a motion to go into closed session for the purpose of the student expulsion hearing. Moved by member Monk, support by member Jarrett. Are there any questions? Hearing or seeing none, call the roll, please.
Mr. Monk,
Yes.
Ms. Jarrett,
Yes.
Ms. Collins,
Yes.
Ms. O'Neill,
Yes.
Dr. McFadden,
Yes.
Ms. Walker,
Yes.
Mr. Rickman.
Yes, the motion carries. The board will go into executive session for the purpose of student expulsion hearing at 6:36.
May I please have a complete list of who needs to be into the room besides the board members?
The board, the superintendent. Is there anybody else, a building principal, anything, Mrs. Beal?
Yes, Mr. Duncan and Mrs. A.
Thank you.
And Ms. Tomlinson.
The chair would entertain a motion to come out of the executive session. Moved by member Monk,
Support.
second by member Walker. Any questions? Call roll, please.
Mr. Monk,
Yes.
Ms. Walker,
Yes.
Ms. Collins,
Yes.
Ms. Jarrett,
Yes.
Ms. O'Neill,
Yes.
Dr. McFadden,
Yes.
Mr. Rickman.
Yes, the motion carries. The meeting is out of executive session at 7:19. The chair would entertain a motion relative to the disposition of the student expulsion hearing of student number 181004061. Chair would entertain a motion.
So moved.
Moved by member Walker to support the recommendation for expulsion of student number 181004061. Is there a second?
Support.
Second, member Jarrett. Are there any questions, comments, or concerns? Any questions, comments, or concerns? Hearing or seeing none, call the roll, please.
Ms. Walker,
Yes.
Ms. Jarrett,
Yes.
Ms. Collins,
Yes.
Mr. Monk,
Yes.
Ms. O'Neill,
Yes.
Dr. McFadden,
Yes.
Mr. Rickman.
Yes, the motion carries. Next item on the agenda, item 7, Curriculum and Personnel Committee. Item A, Senior Recognition. Mrs. Beals.
I'm going to ask Mr. Duncan to recognize the top seniors of our class.
Thank you. Mr. Duncan. Did he come out of the breakout room?
Yep, I'm here. I'm sorry, I was pulling up my notes. So I was changing screens there. All right, well, good evening, board. It's my pleasure to present what has now earned the moniker the Dynamic Dozen. It is our top 12 graduating seniors. Dynamic is a fitting descriptor for many reasons. This is a group of students that has persevered through the last year and a quarter of their high school careers through grit, determination, and academic fortitude is a great way to put it. As a father of a graduating senior this year, I've personally witnessed the challenges and obstacles that the pandemic laid forth for this group of learners. Our Dynamic Dozen will graduate with GPAs over 3.0, earning a total of 23 scholarships amongst all of them, an all academic Macomb County selection in Ariel Smith, and a down to the last assignment race for valedictorian. I am honored to present to the board, the district, and the community our dynamic dozen. Patrick, if you can go to the next slide. We have Armani McFall, who is enlisting in the Air Force after graduating. Tamar Toombs will be going to Eastern Michigan and majoring in accounting. Lawrence Hamilton will be going to Eastern and studying exercise science. Sienna Gardner Sanders going to Ferris State, becoming a bulldog. Clinical psychology will be her major. Ariel Smith, our all academic Macomb County, will be going to MCC studying computer science. Alicia Roby is undecided at this point. Darius Price will be playing football at Adrian University and majoring in psychology. Paris Litford will be going to the prestigious Johnson & Wales Culinary Arts Institute, majoring in business and culinary arts. Angelo Jones is yet undecided. Kanaya Pete is going to Oakland University, majoring in business administration. And our racing seniors for that valedictorian spot, they're neck and neck. It's Christian Lara Hernandez will be going to Wayne State, studying mechanical engineering, and Carla Carrion Alicia going to Michigan State, and her major is undecided at this point. Could not be more proud of this group. Like I mentioned, dynamic. It's almost a superhero name. And for what these students have gone through in the last year and a quarter, it's definitely earned. We couldn't be more proud of this group of seniors and how hard they've persevered, and not just with schoolwork, but you know, issues that the pandemic may have created for them at home, in their personal lives, and they've stuck to it, got things done when they needed to, and did enough right to earn that 3.0 and those scholarships. So we are extremely proud of them.
Thank you very much for that presentation, Mr. Duncan. And you'll probably be able to discuss the next agenda item, which is B, the end of school year events.
Well, I can take over from Mr.
Okay.
Duncan. He's been doing a lot of talking tonight, and I have the events from all three of our schools.
Okay.
So if that's okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. So first of all, our seniors' last day is Friday. They will have a half day, and their exams will have they're taking place this week. The senior celebration, kind of in lieu of prom, is called Diamonds and Denim. It will be May 27th from 4 to 7 p.m. It'll be outdoors in the parking lot, football field, and the practice field. Senior graduation, June 12th at noon, will be in our football field. Middle school field day, block party, is June 8th from 11 till 2:14 at dismissal time. At Seminole, June 3rd is field day. And then for the kindergartners and fifth grade, there isn't going to be a formal fifth grade or kindergarten graduation, but the kindergarten students, their teachers, have created kind of a video of the kids throughout the year, and the fifth grade students will be receiving certificates in their classrooms. At King Academy, our GSRP outdoor ceremony will be at King on June 9th, and the Pohai trip to Metro Beach will be June 7th. Any questions?
I don't see anybody. Yeah,
Okay.
they might be slow to coming off mute, but any questions of the superintendent or Mr. Duncan?
If there's any events that you would wish to participate in, please give me a call or give the school principals a call so that you can find out what the exact times are. It would be great to have you at some of the block parties and the field days. I think Mr. Monk is cooking hot dogs, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
All right, hearing or seeing none, thank you very much. Moving the agenda, item 8. These are matters that were discussed and forwarded from the Business and Finance Committee. A, custodial bid. Mrs. Beal.
We are recommending to the board that ABM become our custodial and our contractor for our custodial and maintenance needs.
The recommendation from the administration is to award the bid to ABM Facilities Management to manage facilities, operations, and custodial. Chair would entertain a motion.
So moved.
Moved by Member Walker,
Support.
second by Member Collins. Are there any questions, comments, or concerns? I know we talked about this at the workshop. Any additional information from the business committee? I take the silence as being no additional information. Hearing or seeing no hands raised or questions or comments. Call the roll, please.
Ms. Walker,
Yes.
Ms. Collins,
Yes.
Mr. Monk,
Yes.
Ms. Jarrett,
Yes.
Ms. O'Neill,
Yes.
Dr. McFadden,
Yes.
Mr. Rickman.
Yes, the motion carries. Item B, pest control bids. Madam Superintendent.
Yes, Mr. Rickman, I am recommending that we hold this bid and go bring it back to the Finance Committee. There's some additional information.
The chair would entertain a motion to send item 8B, the pest control bid, back to committee.
So move.
Moved by Member McFadden, second by Member Monk. All right, questions, comments, or concerns? Hearing or seeing none, call the roll, please.
Dr. McFadden,
Yes.
Mr. Monk,
Yes.
Ms. Collins,
Yes.
Ms. Jarrett,
Yes.
Ms. O'Neill,
Yes.
Ms. Walker,
Yes.
Mr. Rickman.
Yes, the motion carries. The item is sent back to the committee. Item 8C, food service renewal. Mrs. Beals.
I would like to recommend that the board award a 1-year extension to the SFE food service contract.
The recommendation from the administration is to award an additional year to FSE, the current food service provider. The chair would entertain a motion.
So move.
Moved by Member McFadden,
Support.
second Member Walker. Any questions, comments, concerns? Hearing or seeing none, call the roll, please.
Dr. McFadden,
Yes.
Ms. Walker,
Yes.
Ms. Collins,
Yes.
Mr. Monk,
No.
Ms. Jarrett,
Yes.
Ms. O'Neill,
Yes.
Mr. Rickman.
Yes, the motion
6-1.
carries.
6-1,
Yeah.
correct?
Yes, the motion carries. Next, item 8D, final amended budget for fiscal year 2020, 2021. Mrs. Beals.
I said it's our recommendation that the board approve our final amended budget for the 2021 school year. We will be ending with a 5.5% ending balance, and this was presented at the work session last Thursday and also at the Finance Committee meeting last Tuesday.
The recommendation from the administration is to approve the amended budget for 2020-2021. The chair would entertain a motion relative to the agenda item. The chair is seeking a motion regarding the amended budget for 2020-21.
So moved.
Moved by member Monk,
Support.
second member McFadden. Are there any questions, comments regarding the motion on the floor? Hearing or seeing none, call the roll, please.
Okay, Mr. Monk,
Yes.
Dr. McFadden,
Yes.
Ms. Collins,
Yes.
Ms. Jarrett,
Yes.
Ms. O'Neill,
Yes.
Ms. Walker,
Yes.
Mr. Rickman.
Yes, the motion carries. Agenda item 9. These are issues brought forward from the policy committee. A, policies for second reading. Mr. Monk.
Mr. Rickman, I'm gonna punt this football back to the superintendent because like I mentioned before, I am on 12 hours, so I totally forgot about the meeting, but I couldn't make it anyway because I'm on 12-hour shift. So I'm gonna punt this back to Ms. Beals.
All right, Ms. Beals.
Thank you, Mr. Monk. We are looking for the board to adopt the following policies. Policy 5341, emergency medical authorization. 5342, do not resuscitate orders for minors. 5343, physician orders for scope of treatment. 6114, Edgar revisions, cost principles, spending of federal funds. 6325, Edgar revisions, procurement of federal grant funds. 7450, Edgar revisions for property inventory. 7455, Edgar revisions for the accounting system for capital assets. And policy number 8450.01, protective facial coverings during pandemic epidemic events. Mrs. Potter was with us last night to share her information and insight on the policies 6114, 6325, 7450, 7455. Our
Okay,
recommendation is the adoption of these policies.
thank you, Mrs. Beal. The chair would entertain a motion relative to the second reading of the 8 policies described by the superintendent.
So moved.
Moved by member Monk,
Support.
second by member Collins to approve the second reading of policy 5341, policy 5342, policy 5343, policy 6114, policy 6325, policy 7450, policy 7455, and policy 8450.01. Any questions, comments, concerns regarding the motion on the floor? I just have a question, and I don't know if it was for clarity. On a couple of the policies, there had policy 6 and 7, there is a name at the end of the policy. What is that indicative of?
If I may answer.
Yes.
Okay. Unfortunately, I copied the what came out of the policy committee. That was Barbara Potter was presenting. So that is why Barbara Potter's name is on 7450 and 7455.
Okay, I just wanted to make clarification that her name was not part of the policy itself.
No, it is not. That would be the presenter, and unfortunately, I carried over the presenter to the
No,
main
no.
agenda.
No problem, sir. Any additional questions, comments, concerns regarding the motion on the floor to approve the 8 policies for second reading? Hearing or seeing none, call the roll, please.
Mr. Monk,
Yes.
Ms. Collins,
Yes.
Ms. Jarrett,
Yes.
Ms. O'Neill,
Yes.
Dr. McFadden,
Yes.
Ms. Walker,
Yes.
Mr. Rickman.
Yes, the motion carries. Next item on the agenda is item 10, the MISD resolution is to approve the designation of a representative and the alternate for the June 7th, 2021 biannual election meeting. And after that, I will entertain a motion regarding who this board should cast a vote for on June the 7th. So the chair would entertain a motion to approve Member Rickman as the electorate and Member McFadden as the alternate for the June 7th, 2021 biannual election.
So moved.
Moved by Member Walker,
Support.
second Member McFadden. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Hearing or seeing none, call the roll, please.
Ms. Walker,
Yes.
Dr. McFadden,
Yes.
Ms. Collins,
Yes.
Mr. Monk,
Yes.
Ms. Jarrett,
Yes.
Ms. O'Neill,
Yes.
Mr. Rickman.
Yes, the motion carries. Next, I would like a discussion with the board on who we should cast a vote for on June the 7th. I don't know if anybody has any recommendation. There were 2 names submitted. I know one of the members, known her for a while. She is the current incumbent, but I'll just throw it out there for discussion from the board. I would recommend to the board that we consider casting our vote for Therese Jeunesse. She's the current incumbent. She's been on the ISD board maybe 18 years or so. She's a member of the Roseville, longtime member of the Roseville Board of Education. That would be my suggestion. Like input from my colleagues.
I support that recommendation, by the way.
Can you put that in form of a motion, sir?
I move, what's her name again?
Therese Jeunesse.
That our board vote goes for Therese Jeunesse.
It's moved by Member McFadden for the board to cast this vote for Therese Jeunesse. Is there a second?
Support.
I think I heard Ms. Collins first. Any questions? Call the roll, please.
Dr. McFadden,
Yes.
Ms. Collins,
Yes.
Mr. Monk,
Yes.
Ms. Jarrett,
Yes.
Ms. O'Neill,
Yes.
Ms. Walker,
Yes.
Mr. Rickman.
Yes, the motion carries. Next on the agenda are informational items. Item 11, these are matters out of the business committee. Item 11A, financial reports. Are there any questions regarding the financial reports? Any questions regarding the open purchase order listings? Any questions regarding the contracts listings? Any questions regarding the facilities listings? Any questions regarding the teacher appreciation donations? Any questions? Okay. No, that's it. Hearing no questions, moving to agenda item 12, policy committee. These are policy for first reading. They're presented to the board as first reading. There are the new and or updated policies are required for consideration due to change in law and revised updated language. Mrs. Beals or the policy committee member?
Well, I got a question, Mrs. Beals. This first reading should be listed up under action item because there's accepting the first reading and then there's accepting the second reading. So this shouldn't be up under information. This should be listed up under action item.
We can duly note it, Mr. Monk, but we can arrange, you know, at the end of the presentation, I'll seek a motion to receive the first reading.
Okay, all right.
Okay, who wants to?
I can
discuss?
take, I
All
can
right.
take it with a basic overview.
Thank you, ma'am.
The basic overview on the policies for first reading. These policies have been revised to reflect changes in terminology and definitions, terms and processes that are consistent with the latest regulations released by the U.S. Department of Education, specifically Title IX regulations released in May 2020, effective August 2020. I move for the board to accept the following policies for first reading. Policy 1422, 3122, 4122, 1623, 3123, 4123, 1662, 3362, 4362, 2260, and 5517.
It's been moved by Member Collins for the board to receive policies 1422, 1623, 1662, 2260, 3122, 3123, 3362, 4122, 4123, 4362, and 5517 for first reading. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Member Monk. I have a question. It appears that these are all federal policies.
That is
Correct.
That is correct. And with these harassment policies and all the other policies, these policies actually, it hits all groups under the umbrella of the district. So it hit administrators, it hit teachers, it hit students. So, you know, it kind of catches everybody. That's why you see multiple, it's the same policies, but there's a policy for administrators, there's a policy for teachers, there's a policy for students. So yes, and they all are federally mandated policies that we need to have.
Yep. In addition, Mrs. Tomlinson has also looked over all of these policies for us as well.
Okay, great.
Any additional questions regarding the motion on the floor as to receive policies for first reading? Hearing or seeing none, call the roll, please.
Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't get the first and second. I apologize.
Ms. Collins was first and I was second.
I apologize. Thank you. Ms. Collins,
Yes.
Mr. Monk,
Yes.
Ms. Jarrett,
Yes.
Ms. O'Neill,
Yes.
Dr. McFadden,
Yes.
Ms. Walker,
Yes.
Mr. Rickman.
Yes, motion carries. Next on the agenda are superintendent's comments. Under superintendent's comments, we have reconfiguration COVID learning plan, read by 3, summer school, and anything else she may wish to share with the board. Madam Superintendent.
Thank you. I'll start with the reconfirmation of our learning plan. This is something that we've been doing ever since last August, and we will do it again in June. Our two-way communication rates were at 95.63% at our lowest and 97.42% at our highest in the last 4 weeks. I think, though, that what the board might be really interested in is what are we going to do moving forward beginning June through June 11th? And we are going to stay the course. We're going to continue with our hybrid students. We're coming in 4 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Wednesday being a remote day for everyone. While the students are in, we are following the protocol set forth by the board back in August when we were talking about returning to learn and what we were doing. So the mask mandate has not changed in our schools. The only time masks will be allowed to be taken off are when the children are eating lunch or when they're outside when it's easy to maintain 6 feet of social distance between everyone.
Hey, big guy.
We're also considering for next year, we are working towards returning for full in-person learning 5 days a week with our students. Again, all of the protocols will be determining probably more and different protocols for us returning 5 days. We all know that our students are best served with in-person learning. However, we are considering remote options for parents if the numbers work for this to happen, depending on the need and the request from parents. Read by 3. In 2016, the Michigan legislature passed a law that requires schools to identify students who are struggling with reading and writing and provide them with additional help. And we have been doing that since 2016. This law states that 3rd graders may repeat 3rd grade if they are more than 1 grade behind, beginning with the 2019-20 school year, which was last year. So this wasn't enforced last year because we ended the school year back in March. We not ended it, but everyone on remote learning beginning in March. So this year, unless the legislature makes any changes, we will be required to offer the option of students to be retained who are 1 grade level behind in reading and writing in 3rd grade. Some of the things I really want you to think about, though, as we all talk about reading, it's an essential skill and it's essential for lifelong success. But all of us learn to read at different paces. Some students don't begin to learn to read until they're much older, and other students show up in kindergarten being able to read. We work with our parents, our teachers, and our kids. We're all partners in learning to read. The Read by 3 law requires us to identify and support students in kindergarten through 3rd grade who struggle with reading and writing. This includes our DK, our developmental kindergarten students as well. Students can be flagged for retention in grade 3 based on the M-STEP scores. Our 3rd graders started taking the M-STEP on the very last week of April, and it is pretty much completed for our 3rd grade students. There's probably a few makeups, but basically we're done. The law states that they may be retained if they're more than 1 grade level behind at the end of the year. What will happen for those students is, first of all, the parents will receive a phone call from Seminole if their child has that possibility of being retained. They're also going to receive a certified letter from MDE CEPI, which is the data warehouse piece for the Department of Ed. But there's also a letter from me that I've written and instructions for how to apply for a good cause exemption. A good cause exemption gives us specific reasons from the state of Michigan within the law for a child to be promoted to 4th grade, and timelines for the parents to request that extension. So when they receive that phone call from Seminole or that letter from me, there'll be an explanation on what they need to do if they do not choose to have their child retained. It's also based on teacher recommendation. Some teachers may feel that for whatever reason, students tested really strongly, maybe in math, or students were really strong in the classroom and they didn't do well on the M-step. But when you think about what kind of a year we had, that test was a little bit difficult. We had just come back. So some of the teachers may recommend that students not be retained as well. Summer school. We're really looking forward to a fun and robust summer school program for our kids in grades K through 12. We will be providing busing and breakfast and lunch for our kids. At Seminole, we'll have a Kinder Connect for our kiddos that are entering kindergarten, a 1st grade fundamentals class for students entering 1st grade, a summer scholars program for kids entering 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, intense math interventions where some of the students that are part of the scholars program 4 days a week, a half hour a day, will receive in very small groups of just 2 students intense math support. We will also be offering social emotional learning support. At the secondary level, we have lots of just some really interesting classes here. Math mindset, a video social media class run by, I believe, Mr. Linneberry, our film studies course. There'll be a math skills and an ELA skills booster class, athletic training, HVAC basics, and I'm pretty excited about this. And I'd like to just do a shout out to Randazzo Heating and Cooling and Board Member Collins. Today, a new furnace and air conditioning unit was delivered to support this program, and our instructors are really excited, and we'll have flyers out advertising this summer school course and the course, hopefully moving that into the next school year for our students. So they'll be learning just basics, HVAC support, just different things that they could do around the home, some very minor, easy plumbing issues and some electrical as well. So we're very excited and very thankful to Randazzo Heating and Cooling. We're also offering credit recovery and also some social and emotional learning. I'd like to also thank all our teachers and staff in Mount Clemens. Teacher Appreciation Week and Teacher Appreciation Day was May 4th. I know that everyone is working very hard to support our students, and all of our teachers deserve the summer rest that's coming up in the next few weeks. So I'm just hoping that we end the year really strong with our kids, and that is my report.
Thank you, Madam Superintendent. Are there any questions of the superintendent?
I just got a couple, Mr. President. Madam Superintendent, do we know what percentage of 3rd graders are in jeopardy of receiving a phone call and a letter from the state yet?
Yes, we do. 29% of the students that have tested. So we have 52 students that have tested, and our numbers in 5th and 3rd grade, I'm sorry, are that I think there's 63. So we're missing about 11 students so far, but at this point, 29%.
Okay, and on in regards to summer school, do we know what kind of numbers, preliminary numbers right now we're looking at for the entire summer school program this summer?
Mr. Monk, we don't have those numbers yet. We should have firmer numbers by the end of this week. The students are still registering, and as far as the secondary complex, we are still sending out flyers.
Okay, thanks.
Just to piggyback on Mr. Monk's question regarding summer school, can we make it mandatory that students that aren't at grade level participate in summer school?
Unfortunately, we can't force that issue, but we can strongly recommend that students participate in summer school. And we're recommending that to absolutely every student. And summer school will be in person. We have beautiful classrooms. We have windows that open. We have a great HVAC system that changes the air out. There'll be opportunities to go outside. So we are recommending that every single student attend summer school, but we can't force it.
Okay, just a question. I already know the answer, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. Can older students enroll in the HVAC class? You know, every day should be a learning opportunity. So there's some older students out there.
I know, I gotcha. I don't think we can make exceptions for board members. I'm sorry, Mr. Monk or Mr. Rickman.
I would be a student.
Oh.
All right, thanks. Any other questions of the superintendent? Thank you very much, Mrs. Beals. Agenda item 14, committee reports. Any additional information coming from the Business Finance Committee?
Nothing additional, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Lindenberry, Community Coalition.
The annual Drug Take Back Day did occur on Saturday, April 24th at Wilson Gym. I do not have totals as far as what was collected. I will hopefully have that for you by the next meeting.
Thank you, sir. Any questions of Mr. Lindenberry? Curriculum personnel. Any additional information from the Curriculum Personnel Committee? I guess hearing none from the chair, there's any additional information coming from that committee. Educational Foundation. I haven't heard anything, Mr. Lindenberry. How about yourself?
I've got a lot of news, sir. No.
All right.
The commitment scholarships are due Friday, and as of right now, we only have one left to award. So it's been very successful so far.
All right. Thank you, sir. Any additional information coming out of the policy committee?
No additional information, just a comment. I want to thank my colleagues, Ms. Collins and Ms. O'Neill and the superintendent and Paul for stepping in while I was vastly working hard at Chrysler. I do appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Legislative, the last legislative committee, last legislative meeting at the ISD. I forwarded the minutes and the information shared at that meeting. It was like 3 or 4 pages. I have nothing additional to report since that was the last legislative meeting. I don't know if the superintendent might have any additional information, but I don't.
Not at this time. They're going, the only thing that I know of is they're going back and forth on the 3rd grade reading law and perhaps not again enforcing it this year. However, if they push it down the road, then the 3rd grade reading law would affect 3rd and 4th graders for retention next year. So we're hoping they just leave it the way it is. But we'll see. I'll keep you informed on that.
Thank you very much. Next on the agenda, item 15, board comments. We will start with Member O'Neill.
Hello, everybody. I just want to say congratulations to all of the wonderful seniors that was presented here tonight. I wish them luck and in the future. And all of the teachers, I hope they get some rest this summer if they can, and everyone else. And I'm looking forward to another year. So I think that's about it for me.
Thank you, Mrs. O'Neill. Mr. Monk.
Thank you, Mr. President. Again, I would like to just congratulate our seniors and all of our students, and I look forward to seeing everybody at graduation. Those are my comments. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Monk. Mrs. Collins.
I just want to say congratulations to all the seniors. And I'm sure they're looking forward to being done, and congratulations. Welcome to being an adult. Those that are going off to college, you guys are going to really enjoy the next 4 or 5 years. It's going to be a great time for you. I also want to let everybody know that on Friday, June 4th, we will be having somewhat of an alumni basketball game. We are also going to make this a senior athlete appreciation night. So there will be a banquet to follow. Everyone is welcome to attend. If you know any alumni that would like to play in the basketball game, please reach out to me and let me know. And I hope that we get a lot of support for these seniors. Those that played sports in high school, that was some of the best times of my life, and they lost out on 2 years with COVID. So hopefully we can show them, how much we appreciate their sacrifice. That's it.
Thank you, Ms. Collins. Mrs. Jarrett.
Thank you, Mr. Rickman. I want to congratulate our seniors as well, and I also want to congratulate and give a big shout out to the dynamic dozen that was mentioned. I'm very proud of all of you. That is very exciting, and I'm glad to see you guys going forward. For the students that, the rest of the seniors, remember that these were the best times of your life, and you'll look back on them, but you also have a lot to look forward to in the future. Look at trade schools, look at things that you can do to improve yourself as you go along. And don't forget that you reinvent yourself every so often. It's good to do that so that you can reflect and move forward with the good stuff. I want to thank all the teachers and appreciate you for what you've done for the district and the community as well. And hope that you will continue to do so in the future. Remember that once a bather, always a bather. Hoorah. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Jarrett. Remember, Dr. McFadden.
Thank you, sir. I want to say congratulations to all the seniors. And it's going to be a great time in life coming up. So no matter what happens, just keep going forward. There's no way going back now. So you already got to put out where it needs to go. And we made some tough decisions tonight, but I made some good decisions. So I want to say the district is looking good. So let's move forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. McFadden. Mrs. Walker.
I too want to congratulate our graduating seniors and definitely the Dynamic Dozen. What a cool name. You did us proud. You did Mount Clemens proud, and your future is just whatever you make it. Also, congratulations to all of our other students that are going to make it to the finish line and get through this year. It's been a tough year, but you've done it. And we're looking forward to next year being, hopefully, I'm praying it's going to be a little bit easier. And thank you to our teachers for another year of getting us through this. It's been hard and challenging, but we made it. Those are my comments.
Thank you, Ms. Walker. I'm gonna be redundant, and I'll say kudos and congratulations to the Dynamic Dozen. Congratulations to the graduating class of 2021. You have persevered and survived a pandemic. You have persevered modalities of learning that probably was not in the best situation for you, but you persevered and hung in there and got the job done. So we congratulate you. We salute you for your accomplishments. I'd like to say thank yous for the vendors who provided the donations for the teachers' appreciation. Thank you very much for those donations, whatever it was that you provided, that we gave a little bit of appreciation to our teaching staff for what they do. Thank yous and kudos to Randazzo's for the summer program that they're offering. It sounds very exciting. I'm glad that through the persistence of board member Collins, thank you, that we were able to make her vision a reality. So thank you, member Collins, for bringing this opportunity to the district and to our students. When we meet again, school will be out. Seniors would have graduated, and staff will hopefully be on vacation, getting some well-needed and well-deserved R&R. Whether or not you go on vacation or you have a staycation or a combination of both, we thank you for your dedication and hard work in very, very trying times this last 14 or 15 months. Without you, we would not have been able to do what we were able to do for our students. We look forward to being back face to face, in person, every day for the upcoming school year. We will be face to face in summer school, and we pretty sure that with the planning that we have done in order to put this program in place, that we will be met with success. So to all those staff and students, enjoy your summer break. Let your hair blow in the breeze. Have a barbecue, have a backyard, a bonfire. Enjoy yourself, enjoy your family. Just enjoy, hopefully coming back to some semblance of normality as we move forward into the opening of the school year in September. Those are my comments. The chair would entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Support.
Member Monk, second by member Jarrett. Call the roll, please.
Mr. Monk. I'm sorry, Mr. Monk,
Yes.
Ms. Jarrett,
Yes.
Ms. Collins,
Yes.
Ms. O'Neill,
Yes.
Dr. McFadden,
Yes.
Ms. Walker,
Yes.
Mr. Rickman.
Yes, the motion carries. The meeting is adjourned at 8:11. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Stay healthy, stay safe, and we will see you soon.